Hi. Let's keep this briefing brief, shall we? So, the coronavirus. Evil communist Chinese super bioweapon, am I right? Not exactly. The current coronavirus causing the pandemic of coronavirus disease 2019 is a part of a family of viruses called Coronaviridae. And no, the scientists who came up with that name weren't drinking all the alcohol they could get their hands on and had a spur-of-the-moment decision. Nope, corona's Latin. It means crown. And while I'm not entirely sure how this could be considered a crown, I'm not entirely certain how this could be considered a crown either. Anyway, coronaviruses are rather infamous for being the cause of the SARS, that is, severe acute respiratory syndrome, in the 2003 SARS outbreak. However, they actually don't only come in that one dangerous viral envelope. There are a number of more benign coronaviruses, which just cause things like the common cold or flu or whatever. However, the one we're talking about today happens to be one of the more fun ones. That is, it causes SARS, among other complications.
My penis doesn't work!
Of course, a lot of statements regarding the way in which SARS coronavirus 2, that is, the scientific name of this coronavirus strain, making it a sequel to the previous one. A lot of statements regarding the way this virus can spread, the symptoms it can cause, and overall, the manner in which it functions are, really quite dubious.
I don't feel so good.
Percy, shut up and be a man!
Everything is turning blue!
Percy, calm down!
Is this supposed to happen?
Did you hear me? I said...
I like Jackie Chan.
This is the nature of a quick-moving worldwide team of scientists trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this thing, so really, it's only natural that an absolute frickload of misinformation spreads really, really quickly. Of course, how much of that is misinformation and how much of that is strangely surprised hindsight remains to be seen. But for the most part, I'm just going to talk about what we do know for absolute sure this thing does. Because this is a situation growing every day, and research is still basically in its infancy, this could all blow over and turn out like a slightly worse repeat of the SARS outbreak of 2003, or tomorrow you could wake up and the doctor could tell you, SARS coronavirus 2 is a positive sense, single-stranded RNA virus. That is to say, its sense is positive, meaning that it runs 5' to 3', and can be used as a messenger RNA to make very specific proteins. It's single-stranded, and it uses RNA instead of DNA. Yes, a potential surviving member of the RNA-based life from the RNA world, which definitely existed. It looks like this. This is a computer-generated model of what the coronavirus looks like. At the very least, this SARS coronavirus 2. Now, we don't actually at this point know, or at the very least I couldn't find whether or not we know, exactly what cell receptor SARS coronavirus 2 binds itself to in order to enter a host cell. So, yeah, I can't really say much. We don't know that much in terms of the actual chemical makeup of the outside of the virus. So, yeah.
How did you get in here?
I don't know.
It's believed to have its origins in bats, which is similar to the original SARS coronavirus. It was first discovered in 2019 when a group of doctors were treating some patients with SARS cases. They realized that the virus causing it was different than the one that had caused the other outbreak and isolated it for study, determining that it was a coronavirus that caused SARS and continuing from there. This is where the vaguely political shenanigans start, because China really did not want this getting out. There was this one guy you might have heard of if you were really keeping up with this news, Wenliang Li. He was on this group of scientists treating the SARS cases, and chose to warn a group of med school students he was involved with that, quote, it has been confirmed that they are coronavirus infections, but the exact virus is being subtyped, and that they should, quote, tell their family and loved ones to take caution, and also, quote, don't circulate the information outside of this group. Considering I'm reading you exact quotes from this chat log, albeit translated into English, and I'm just some random teenager in the USA, I'd say this message got a bit further from its intended target. The Chinese government proceeded to arrest him and basically force him to sign a notice stating something like, "Ooh, my statements that this virus can cause SARS aren't true," and then left him to treat more patients. And he eventually contracted and died from the virus himself, which caused everybody to rise in furor over how this was intentional and politically motivated. Anyway, from there we saw the uprising of the current pandemic we have on the table. Yada yada yada, politics, politics, politics. I will withhold my own opinion.
I'm getting the feeling you're upset.
No! No! I'm not upset! I'm not! This country is upset with absurd prices! $5 for a meal at McDonald's! I need more meat in my diet! I look around and I see just stupid! Quit complaining about religion! No one cares!
My point is that literally every province in China has seen an infection, despite most of them being quarantined. What exactly are they doing over there?
Whoa, whoa, buddy. We can't let anyone through here. We got reports of
coronavirus infections
in these parts.
Oh, come on, please!
Dude, he said please. Oh, he did say please. Oh, what the hell. You look like a trustworthy guy. Go on ahead.
Well, thank you kindly.
Suzaku, don't drink that! What? Somebody's contaminated the nearby water supply with
coronavirus.
Don't tell me what to do! Any questions?
Wait, we were supposed to be listening?
Oh, shoot, I had my iPod in! Come on, do over! Spaghetti!
Not to get us back on track or anything, but can we get back on track?
Wait, check this out.
That's a no.
Ah, that's smarts!
SARS coronavirus 2, as far as we know, does not have any super profound effect on your immune system. No more than normal, anyway. Occasionally, it can get so bad that it induces a cytokine storm reaction in which your body goes so ham at killing all coronavirus in your body that it kinda just annihilates you in the process.
And now, evildoer, thou shalt be smited by my fists of justice!
Not this time, Anime Batman. This time, I will destroy you!
Eat this!
I want you so much that I just can't resist you!
Shut up down there, I'm trying to be epic!
Ah, you fool! I'm still here!
Damn, nothing could defeat him! Colin, do it! That does not sound good. I don't like this ride! Ah, got nothing!
We don't have a super clear idea of how exactly it screws with your cells, either. We just know it gets into your lungs and screws around in there, and we don't know exactly what it's doing. We just know it gets in there and causes SARS, and sometimes pneumonia, and whatever else. We do, however, know that we don't have a vaccine, and will not have a vaccine for a very long time. The original SARS coronavirus, which caused the 2003 SARS outbreak, still doesn't have a vaccine. So... nor do we really have any drugs that work on it. We're currently testing antivirals that are used to treat HIV, but nothing is really conclusively working on terms of a treatment plan. Isn't that fun?
Bite me, Banana Man! That doesn't even make sense. I'll make you make sense! Fine, whatever. I want my phone call!
Your best bet if you're infected is assisted breathing. And honestly, if you ever get to this point, your best option seems to just be...
pick a god and pray.
Of course, there are different risk factors for different people. If you're old, for instance, let's say over 40, you have a much higher chance of kicking the bucket early. Additionally, if you're more athletic, you have a stronger respiratory system, so you're more likely to live through a SARS infection. The symptoms of an infection range from mild to deadly. All infections start with symptoms similar to the flu, however, except for those which are asymptomatic, which... that's completely muddy waters. And more notably, they have incubation periods which can last up to 14 days. While the CDC and World Health Organization agree that while asymptomatic infection is possible, it's not the primary means by which SARS coronavirus 2 spreads. Nah, bro. It's all coughs and sneezes. Speaking of which, let's break down a reported symptoms list. So those flu symptoms I mentioned earlier all have pretty much 3 things in common: fever, coughing, and shortness of breath. It makes sense, right? It impacts your lungs and doesn't murder your entire immune system. But you can also end up with a whole list of other crap which is wrong with you. Besides the SARS and pneumonia potential, you also have fatigue, sputum production, muscle pain or joint pain, sore throat, headache, chills, nausea or vomiting, nasal congestion, diarrhea, hemoptysis, which is coughing up blood, and conjunctival congestion. That's congestion in your eyeballs. So now that I've told you all that, you're probably wondering, how can I prevent myself from getting this disease? Well, I'm glad you've asked, because I know exactly how. It's pretty simple, actually. Just, like, basic hygiene. Don't touch your eyes. Wash your hands before eating. Don't go to China. Wait.
Ah!
Where the hell are you?
I got stuck at the airport.
You haven't left yet?
No, I told a TSA agent my underwear was the bomb.
Why would you tell him your underwear's a bomb?
No, I didn't say it was a bomb. I said it was the bomb. Now I can't go.
Cover your coughs and sneezes. If you're sick, see a doctor. Oh, actually, let's talk about masks. So, here's the thing about masks. Don't be stupid. You live in an area where SARS coronavirus 2 isn't even really likely to ever hit in the full scale of its infection, unless that quarantine in Chicago gets screwed with. Don't buy medical grade masks unless you are infected with or are at a higher risk of being infected with SARS coronavirus 2. It's that simple. Doctors are currently dealing with a shortage of medical grade face masks because people keep buying them off the shelves. It takes time and money to make those. They have to go through an entire process layering filters to make sure that one side can stay protected from infectious droplets. If you absolutely need a mask, buy an industrial grade dust one. They're a lot better at keeping infectious droplets out anyway. In fact, here's a useful diagram. So yeah, this was made by a person on Twitter who's currently living in Southeast Asia and wanted to put this out for people actually actively at risk. But in terms of masks, the surgical mask, which, standard medical grade face mask for protecting yourself and others from different sorts of particles. Yeah, it's got the fluid barrier to capture respiratory droplets from the user. It's looser, it's easier to breathe in. However, the dust mask down there, which is typically used for situations where you're working with very fine particles that you really don't want to breathe in because you get black lung or something, it keeps out roughly 95% of particle size 0.3 microns and below, which basically means ain't nothing getting through that thing. And anything that does, well, you're just really unlucky. And of course, that right there is a cosmetic paper mask. Don't be fooled. Oh yeah, by the way, you might be wondering, why don't we create a mask which just blocks 100% of all particles? Well...
Oh my god, I forgot to put air holes in this helmet!
Alright, cool. Okay. The new coronavirus is whack, it's a pandemic, and it can kill you and the elderly and immunocompromised extremely easily. We have no vaccine or proper medical treatment, and it's currently making its way around the globe. But, provided nobody screws with the quarantine setup...
Mao, she's gonna kill one of us!
I'll take care of this. Move over.
And suddenly, from my perspective, things look awful.
We should be able to figure out how to best counter the disease while simultaneously keeping as many people as we can from dying. And no, you're not at risk. Shut up. Ooh, how delightfully dreadful. Man, you didn't even talk about reinfections or... That's because we can't confirm those yet, numbnuts! My nuts are only numb because I've got the coronavirus.
Oh my god! It was the mole people! Mole people!
Caused coronavirus.
Was it mole people, you idiot? It was worms.
Worms?
Yeah, think about it. Picture...
Coronavirus.
Okay.
Picture some worms.
Okay.
There you go. Look, you can even see it. They left a trail.
I think that's the asphalt.
No! It's a worm trail.
I don't think so.
What would mole people even look like anyway?